Am I the asshole for not throwing out a salad that wasn't mine? I know the title sounds weird, but it's what happened. I work in an office with about 15 other people as an admin. Our jobs are to support the doctors that work in the office. We have about 20 of them in the office. One of my coworkers is severely allergic to peanuts and all tree nuts, so we have a rule that you can't bring those into the office under any circumstances. Their allergy is bad enough that they carry an EPI pen with them everywhere they go. The other day, one of the doctors brought us food from a meeting they attended. It was a bag of sandwiches and 2 large salads. I was helping to take them to the kitchen when I noticed one of the salads had walnuts in it. I told one of my coworkers and she said someone should take it home as opposed to having it out to share, due to the allergy. I should have gone to another floor and disposed of it immediately. Instead, and this is where I might be the I said I'd take it home. So I put a giant, bright blue post-it on the container that said, "Don't open," with my name, and put it in the fridge. Unfortunately, I had an emergency come up and had to leave work early. It caused me to forget the salad, and I wasn't going to be back in the office the following day either. So I texted 2 other coworkers and told them about the salad and told them one of them should take it home. Yesterday I was working from home and got a message from the coworker who had the allergy. They asked if I had left the note in the salad. I explained, yes, but I wasn't the one who brought it in, and I had meant to take it home. Coworker then tells me they had, for some reason, grabbed the salad and now they had to take Benadryl. I apologized profusely, but they were obviously very upset, and did wind up leaving work early. Later that day our boss sent out an email reminding everyone that nuts of any kind, in any form, are forbidden at work and that everyone deserves a safe work environment. This email only went out to all of my coworkers, and not to any of the doctors, which I don't feel was fair. I feel terrible I didn't throw the salad away, but Ida for not doing so? Info. Coworker is severely allergic to the point of carrying an EPI pen everywhere but in this case only needed some antihistamine. When you say she grabbed it, do you mean she ate it? Or she was in the fridge and was moving things around and touched the container that was maybe cross-contaminated? You're at least partially the asshole because as soon as you put your name on it, it did in fact become your salad and your responsibility. If coworker accidentally touched it, then definitely you are the asshole. If they ate it then everyone sucks here because who eats a salad with someone else's name on it, especially if you have allergies? This just feels like a series of, "Sorry I forgot," from the whole staff. 1. You did not bring the salad, so it's not your problem. 2. You did choose to make it yours when you put a note on it, but 3. Why did your coworker pick up food that's not theirs? Now it's their problem. 4. You told 2 other people they could take it home. Why didn't one of them throw it out? You forgot to take home something that wasn't even yours. That's easy to forget, not the asshole. I don't think it's any one person's fault, though, arguably, the one apparently stealing other people's salads. What's done is done, as long as they don't try to actively blame you for it later. You are the asshole for putting the salad in a communal fridge shared by the allergic person. You endangered your coworker first and then you left the salad there and forgot about it. The email not going to the doctors isn't relevant to your actions. You were definitely wrong. She took a salad that had someone else's name on it and said do not open and visibly had walnuts? This person is a doctor? Now I get why people label themselves when getting limbs amputated. Maybe next time write it in shitty doctor scribble so she can read? Not the asshole. Maybe she needs an optometrist consult for herself. Get her eyes checked. We have a rule that you can't bring those into the office under any circumstances. But then you knowingly brought it into the kitchen? I should have gone to another floor and disposed of it immediately. Yes, you are the asshole. You are the asshole because once you took responsibility for that food item you needed to take it to your car or dispose of it. But yes, the doctors needed to be emailed also. Am I the asshole for getting blood all over my boyfriend's sheets? I was having a really bad cramp that day and didn't have a wearable pad so used the middle-sized ones with the wings. Probably shouldn't have though BCS it made a really big red spot on his sheets. I eventually has to tell him. He didn't seem angry, just a meh face. But after a few days he constantly made fun of it with his friends and made nicknames like bedwetter or some stupid nicknames to shame me. My friends support me saying that he's an asshole but kids are giving me weird looks now. When I confronted him about it he told me that I should have told him about my periods in the first place and now I am starting to think he's right. Am I the asshole? Also sorry if this sounds really terribly written. It's RLY late at night writing this. My wife doesn't tell me when she has her periods. None of my girlfriends before her did either. I don't think my sister or mom ever made announcements on this to anyone. I don't think any woman should have to make an announcement on that. It's no one's business but the woman's. This kind of accident happened to my wife recently. It was the middle of the night and the only things we said to each other were about what we needed to do. I cleaned the bedroom and sheets, brought her some clean clothes while she got cleaned up in the bathroom. I've never made fun of my wife or daughter for these accidents. Shit happens. If my son ever makes fun of his girlfriend for something like this, I will dress him down. It's not how you treat your partner, ever. Not the asshole, your boyfriend sure is though. Not the asshole. Accidents happen, and your boyfriend's reaction was immature and disrespectful. The fact that he wasn't initially upset but then started making fun of you publicly is a huge red flag. There's nothing shameful about having a period, and the way he handled it, mocking you in front of others and giving you degrading nicknames, is straight up mean. You don't owe him a heads up about your period in advance, and it's ridiculous for him to suggest that. You deserve a partner who treats you with basic respect, not someone who humiliates you for something completely natural. Your friends are right, he's the asshole here. Not the asshole. Unless you have previously told your boyfriend something along the lines of, I'm actually from Omicron Persei 8 and don't have periods like human women. Then you shouldn't have to tell him about periods. In terms of general information, and being with a woman means that periods become a part of your life. Your boyfriend is showing you who he really is by making fun of you over a perfectly understandable bodily function. The only caveat I will mention here is a question of timeline. If there is a chunk of time between noticing and pulling the sheets, that's a bit of an issue maybe, hygiene-wise, but that remains between the two of you, and starts with a discussion about why you might be uncomfortable talking about it with him. Not the asshole. How old is this child that he doesn't understand how periods work? That we don't mock or bully people for things outside their control? A real boyfriend. Says no big deal, helps you wash and get the sheets back on the bed. Maybe runs to the store and gets pads. Extra points if he keeps your pads on hand for you just in case. A real boyfriend doesn't mock you and taunt you. Cut your losses and ditch the deadweight. Also told me I should know how to control my periods TF. Not the asshole. He sounds incredibly immature. You can do better. Am I the asshole for refusing to gift my daughter a motorcycle from an estate I inherited? I was appointed the personal representative of my friend, ex-spouse's estate, which includes a motorcycle. My 32-year-old daughter believes I should give it to her. I have two main reasons for hesitating. First, anything I sell from the estate must go toward settling debts and financing the remodeling of the property, which she is fully aware of. Second, she has a history of financial irresponsibility that I choose not to support. She hasn't adjusted her lifestyle despite past financial struggles and frequently points out that I have money because I travel internationally. For context, I am a retired, single 54-year-old woman. In the past, I made her an authorized user on my credit card to help her build credit, with strict instructions to use it only for emergencies and to be fully responsible for any charges. However, she once asked to charge a specific amount but exceeded it by $700. She made a few small payments, and I ended up covering the rest. So when she charged $2,500 in July 2023, I insisted she repay it in full. She has only paid off about 50%, and for several months, she didn't make payments, citing financial difficulties. Her car was repossessed in August 2024, but she currently uses her partner's vehicle to get around. Before that, she relied on LA's transit system. She recently told me she doesn't want her live-in partner to work, which I found frustrating, especially since she still owes me money. In my opinion, if you're struggling financially, both partners should be working. But ultimately, that's their choice. I told her that owing me money while simultaneously choosing to be in a one-income household felt like a slap in the face. Now, she wants me to gift her a motorcycle, even though I need to sell estate assets to settle debts. To top it off, she says she has surveyed her friends, and they all agree that I'm being mean, unfair, and uncaring. Would I be the asshole for refusing? Update. Thank you for your comments and insight. I got it, I'm not the asshole, but it's past time for me to set strict boundaries. By the way, he isn't her dad and they had no relationship. She is no longer a user on any of my credit cards. I hope you've removed her from your credit card. Not the asshole. Info. You say ex-spouse, was it your daughter's dad? Either way, not the asshole, and I wouldn't leave it to her based on her irresponsible history. But also this person didn't leave it to her, and did leave it to you, and I'm assuming there is a good reason why. Not the asshole. She already owes you money. Why on earth would you freely give her a motorcycle? She needs to learn some financial responsibility. As for her friends, of course they are siding with her, they have only heard her version of things. In any case, their opinions don't matter. It sounds like you are what we would call the executor of the estate where I live. Your job is in essence to execute the intentions of the deceased as per what is written in the will. What does the will say about the motorcycle? You really shouldn't be making any decisions like who gets what. You need to follow the legalities of being an executor above all other concerns. You need to settle the debt before any of the will is dispersed to the recipients. Once that is done, the rest can be paid out or split as per the will. There may be room in the will for allowing people to get specific things, as long as the value is still proportionally correct for the will. And whether you think one of those recipients is financially irresponsible is literally none of your business. Why WBTA if you give in to her? She has demonstrated that she is financially irresponsible, makes poor decisions regarding employment, and is willing to whine to her friends to try to emotionally manipulate you. Never give or lend her money again until you are satisfied that she has paid you what she already owes you and has matured enough to appreciate the help you've given her. Tell daughter that she can tell all her friends that you're the wicked witch of the West and she's still not getting the motorcycle. Not the asshole. You are an executor of a will with a duty to maximize the benefits of what was left for the recipients. Unless your daughter was named in the will, you can't give assets to her unless you or her return the value to the estate. If she was named, then the value of the bike is removed from what she is eligible for when estate settled. The fact your daughter's friends all think you are mean, unfair and uncaring just means she needs a bunch of more sensible friends. Birds of a feather and all that. Am I the asshole for refusing to keep changing dinner reservations for my sister's partner's birthday? My sister asked me to book dinner reservations for her partner's birthday, which she was supposed to organize. I secured a 5 p.m. reservation for 7 people at a popular restaurant and informed everyone 3 days in advance. The night before, she asked if I could move it to 6 p.m. because her partner had taken a last-minute work shift and wouldn't make it at 5. We were both frustrated, and she likely argued with him over it. Since the restaurant was always booked, I told her I'd try but warned it was unlikely. When I asked about a backup plan, she said that I should just cancel it. She added that her partner was annoying for not being able to say no to work and that she was tired of doing things for people who couldn't be bothered to help out. The next morning, I called the restaurant, and they couldn't move the reservation, so I canceled it, assuming the dinner was off. But then my sister decided we should still celebrate at 6:30 p.m. at another restaurant. At this point, I was frustrated by all the last-minute changes and questioned why we were going out of our way for her partner when he didn't seem to care. She defended him, saying he had no family here and would have to spend his birthday alone, and that we shouldn't blame him for taking an extra shift to make more money. I suggested a restaurant, but she rejected it, choosing one she'd previously dismissed for bad ambiance. When I pointed this out, she got defensive, citing her exhaustion and travel. I asked why she planned dinner on the same day she was traveling, and my other sister and I suggested Sunday lunch, but she refused, saying her partner wasn't available. When asked if dinner was cancelled, she exploded, blaming us for not helping and claiming she had no Wi-Fi on her flight. Later, she said her partner was available again, making me question why I'd cancelled the original reservation. She yelled that no one could get ready for a 5 p.m. dinner and accused us of not caring, even though I'd followed her instructions. My other sister, who had rearranged her schedule, was also frustrated. She also gave us the impression that if we weren't able to secure a 6:30 reservation at the original restaurant, then we should just cancel. She swore at us for misunderstanding that is what she wanted. My sister then lashed out, saying she'd tell her partner no one cared about him. I reminded her she told me to cancel and had proof, but then she denied it and said we just assumed. She exploded, swore at us and ranted about being the only one making an effort, despite me working 2 jobs and our other sister having a child to take care of. She said she booked a restaurant at 6:30 p.m., but we were so repulsed by her attitude, we decided not to attend. It would have been awkward, and knowing her, she would have made several sarcastic remarks and give off a nasty vibe. I did get her partner a present though and sent it to him. My sister lost it, saying she was sick of convincing people and ended with a rage-filled message, telling us to go F ourselves and saying she hopes we live a life of trouble and misery. I called her a spoiled 40-year-old princess who always has to get her way, and she called me a waste of space and a loser and basically told us to go to hell. I tried to accommodate her, but she kept changing plans and blaming everyone. Am I the asshole for refusing to keep adjusting and backing out and not attending her partner's birthday dinner? Info. My sister asked me to book dinner reservations for her partner's birthday. Why? Like I do not understand a world in which a task like this would fall upon my sibling. Why the heck are you involved in this at all? It's nice to have dinner as a family to celebrate birthdays. It's also completely optional. Ordering in a nice meal with cake, just the 2 of them, is a very common and reasonable way for adults to celebrate. Stop playing secretary. She can plan or not. Show up if her plans work for you. Just stop engaging in the drama. You're enabling her and frustrating yourself in the process, and then overthinking whether you'd be an AH. For your own sake, just stop doing this. This is something that was on her to arrange, and by her attitude, I'm highly doubtful that it's the first time that she's thrown her toys out of the pram because you or your sister weren't dancing around her when she pulled the strings of her puppets. You'll probably think I'm being harsh, but if you learn to say no, your life will become so much better. And if little Miss Entitled doesn't like it, let her have her tantrum and ignore it. Not the asshole. Stop doing favors for others that they could do themselves. You spend a lot of time dealing with this when your sister could have made reservations herself. You are the asshole to yourself. You said she always pulls crap like this, expects you to act like her secretary, and isn't even appreciative but instead gets angry at you. Yet you still continue to do everything she tells you to do and you let her treat you like this. Stop enabling her behavior. I'm assuming your sister is a whole adult human, who can operate a phone. Not the asshole. She can sort out her own reservations.